What's up, America? Massachusetts. Jesse, a.k.a. Brother Jethro. Mass metalheads for Trump, the law minority within the silent majority. So check it out. I'm doing this video today. It's not music like, I do a song usually, but practice, one of my songs, or I'm doing a new song. I'm not doing that today, because today I'm at UMass Memorial Hospital in Worcester with my fiance. We're 7 months in to having our first kid, which is great. We've been together almost 12 years. And I'm almost 50. I'm having my first kid. Yay, it's awesome. But she's having some complications. She was having contractions. This is not the first time she's had complications. And, coming here today, maybe I'm out in Western Mass, out in the boonies a little much. I mean, I see everything that's going on. I get just as much news as possible between people getting canceled, me getting canceled, banned, whatever. But at the same time, I have seen something today and last night, because I've been here almost 24 hours now, that, I guess I knew it was there, but not to the intensity, and not, I didn't get to actually be in such a, large, normal, like normally in a big city around a bunch of people. Usually I know a lot more people. I don't know people here in Worcester, but, and I tell you, what I think and thought and how dire everything was, how much I thought, I think how dire everything is, does not compare to what I know how dire everything is and is about to become. I mean, the indoctrination is not going away. It's taken a complete firm foothold on every institution, every walk of life, and every facet of life. And I'm here. The service in this hospital is second to everything. It is the worst service you could possibly imagine. These people it's horrible. I mean, don't get me wrong, I shouldn't say these people, because there was so many awesome nurses and front staff, on the phones or whatever, security even too, and awesome, couple of really cool maintenance dudes. But as far as the lack of care, because there's no quality care here, there's lack of any care here. I mean, she waited 10 hours to go from a triage stretcher in OGBYM, might I add, to a bed. All right, granted, you're busy, whatever. I understand that. You're short-staffed too. I understand that too. But, after 10 hours, her back was on fire. She had problems before because of her back. They lied to her every step of the way. This and last time she was coming for a quick ultrasound. They ended up convincing her to stay, which, I'm glad she did. But, everything was a lie all the way up. So, eventually at 1, 2 in the morning, we get the room, we're in there, and you think she gets a recovery room or a room, that's for observation? No, we're in a delivery room. I'm like, whatever, she's in a room now, she's in a real bed, I don't care, it's like, it'd be better for me if we were in a room, because I'd have a bed too. I got this, kind of couch that folds down, not a pull-out, but it's like rock hard. It's whatever, I don't care, it's not about me, it's about them. So, we're in there. I try to sleep. I can't, I do my thing. I'm just going outside, getting there freaking way too much. I know that. She gets some sleep, whatever. Get up. Nothing's happening. She's off the monitor. That's why they moved her. Because we had to keep threatening her. We're going to leave if nothing's going on. You're not telling us anything. You're not moving her. Nothing is happening. So, finally, I convinced them to move on that note. I'm like, signing the MA. I'm signing the MA. It's not even her decision anymore, because she wants me to make it for her, because it's every time she makes a decision, it's on what you guys say, and you guys lie all the time, so I'm just going to make the executive call. So, they get the room, blah, blah, blah. Morning happens, new nurse now. The nurse wasn't bad. Actually, I like that nurse. The new nurse, first thing, I got to go up to her, because there's no food. Her back's on fire now. She's got no food. She didn't get dinner last night. And she was there way before dinner, happened. No dinner, no breakfast. It's 9-something in the morning. She's still not on a machine that she's supposed to get tested on. She's supposed to be going in for an ultrasound. Still no ultrasound. Everything, no answers, nothing. Everybody's like practically hiding, all right? So finally, I find a nurse. They're like, oh, this is your nurse. I start talking. I start telling her about her back, the problem she had last time she was here. And she spent that much time on a stretcher. 3 days it took her to get recovered, to even walk around somewhat normal. And, now no food, nobody's telling her. I'm in the middle of saying all this. I get cut off, right? Let me show you something here. I get cut off because I can't find it. Oh, there it is. So I get cut off because I have my mask instead of over my face fully. I got it like so. Okay? So I'm in mid-sentence, like telling her how dire it is for her right now. She does. I was like, whoa. I was like, listen. I go, don't worry about that. I can't breathe out of my mouth, so I do. Don't worry about it. Oh no. I stop everything. No, you have to put it on. It's mandatory. I'm like, excuse me. I go, first of all, I'm not going to sit there and do something against the science because you say I have to because there's some administrative thing to just perpetuate propaganda and indoctrination. I'm not here for that. It's too early in the morning, all right? I'm here because my fiance is having contraction pains. She's been here. At that point, we're talking like, I don't know, maybe 18, 20 hours. And, and she's still trying to go in. And, you got to put I'm like, no, I don't got to. So I give her, I was like, the whole statistics on the freaking Copenhagen study of mask, which no mitigation, zero, zilch. They even put a margin of error for 3%. So that you could say it's got a 3% margin of mitigation. That's it, because that is the margin of error. Wow. And they use that too. It's got some mitigation. Are you freaking serious? Excuse me, I've been up 24 hours. I'm a nervous wreck, so be patient with me here. So anyway, so I just, and at that point, it was just, I didn't even care what she had to say. I was getting ready to pull her right then and there. I was like, I want to walk back in the room. I'm like, pack it up, hon. We're out of here. We're going. We'll go to St. Vincent. But, I saw myself short before I went in there. And I looked over at these people. And these are medical professionals with anything from, at least, at the very, very least, as an associate's degree as a medical assistant, all the way to 9 years medical school with doctors, with a doctorate. And you're sitting here telling me that it's more important that I pull up a mask over my nose so you can spread safety on a virus that you're trying to block. The way you're trying to block it is the equivalent of taking a pebble and throwing it through a chain link fence. I explained this all to them too, which some of the nurses I think were really loving it. Not for nothing, I really do think they were. I don't think the woman that I was with was really loving it. But, when I'm saying all this out, I just looked at, I was like, you all should be ashamed of yourself for perpetuating this in any way, shape, and form. You're in a field where you're not even following your own science, and you expect people to feel comfortable about getting your scientific-based medical approach. Are you serious? And I know there was definitely at least two of those nurses looking at me like, damn, somebody said it, I went back into my room, and I did. I told her, I was like, let's go back it up. Anyway, I did calm down. I don't want to just pull her out of there, and just went to go to another hospital and have to deal with all that. So, I don't. I leave her there. So, I'm like sitting there and I'm thinking, and I'm like, well, you walk around here, all day long, and you see this, man, it's mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling. It would be like if you saw me at my job. I do event technology, audio, video, stagehand, all that. If you saw me walking around with a wired microphone, the end of the cable from the microphone was plugged into nothing, and I started talking and giving everybody directions all day long, I don't think you'd hire me on the next gig. It's like, giving them directions because they need to hear it on the mic, over the loudspeakers. I don't think you'd give me a job if I did that, right? Because the science says plug the freaking thing in. So, it gets me to thinking, and I really think that a lot of people, and this is why I'm doing this video, really need to be starting to really think, starting to fight back and push back. Push back. Use the science. Push back. You're afraid of being called a racist? Listen, I got called a lot worse than a racist in my life, all right? And it's a sucky thing to be called. But let me tell you something. I will wear it with a badge of honor to fight for real equality against real racism. Racism, again, is not minorities against white. And whites are always the racists. Anybody can be racist. I don't give a shit what color you are. I've seen racism on every side, every avenue, every political spectrum. I've seen it. It's ugly. It's an ugly freaking thing. The way I see it the most of you all in the liberal world, you're not going to like hearing it, but the most biased against any group, heterosexual male Caucasians. That is the most discriminated, not just in this country. You go look around in the world, it would probably be, maybe I am pushing that one a little bit, because there are cultures I don't know of. I'm not going to be ignorant and sit there and say I do, but then again, because you can't look at the Uyghurs over in China. So I'm not going to speak out of ignorance and say but in this country, damn straight we are. Damn straight. And I said damn straight. I don't care if you're gay or straight. It doesn't bother me, But we are and then what's the second most? Any white male, gay, straight, bi, even trans, if you do not follow the indoctrination of the left, if you question it. You don't have to say, I'm against it. You don't have to take the other side. Just question it. See what happens. Agree. If you agree with it, question it. Go for that. Say, play devil's advocate. Just for a minute. And see. And if you see that you're being lied to about your own truths, it'll make you wake up and say, wait, man, she was looking where everybody's on this side's telling me not to look. That these people are so horribly racist and horribly irredeemable, deplorables. Well, I don't know. The GOP party candidate I'm supporting for senator, he's gay. Awesome dude. Met him. Wicked cool dude. I don't know. He's not a Democrat. He's GOP. So, I don't know. You talk about all this diversity and inclusion on the left. I usually see more exclusion. I see more strife. I see more, not unity. They talk about diverse. No, they're talking about dividing. They don't want diversity. They want dividing. And they use the word diversity. It's another way to say divide. Let's be so diverse. Listen, they're making everybody so diverse and different that they want to recede back in to their own tribal identities. And this tribal, it's identity politics 101. This is killing this country. It's killing people. Literally killing people. And, you hear about an armed insurrection at the Capitol, and that's, people died. Nobody died, except for the one person that was there to protest the illegitimate government that was about to take office. And then to protest a traitor to this country. Okay, listen, you certified a vote that you know was fraudulent, and you didn't even have the debates on it, and you polled, well, because of the insurrection that the FBI staged and used Trump supporters as patsies. That insurrection, well, all over the country, we see major cities burn up, people die, people on autonomous zones, people actually died. Nothing to see here. We got DAs that George Soros funded to get elected, letting them go. Nothing to see here. So, you want to say, call me a racist. Call me a racist all day long. You know what? People who know me, I ain't. people who see what I'm talking about and want to listen to me, want to shut me down, go ahead, shut me down. Somebody's going to listen. More people are going to listen. More people are waking up every day. This whole national patriot thing is not just in this country. I mean, it's happening, it's happening in Hungary. It's happening in Poland. It's happening in Brazil. This is a movement where people have just said, this is enough of the New World Order. The New World Order. The elites become the only game in town. And the common folk, all of us, everything from every class, because they use a Marxist cultural war, and not, just they use a Marxist cultural war kind of style on us, that we're going after each other, and they're making us go after each other, to the point where we're going to wake up one day and we're going to look and we'll say, shit, we're all in this together. They've all enslaved us. We are now fucking slaves. You sit there and say you're against slavery and you want reparations for things that happened that none of us were a part of. And the only reparations that I won't say I agree with, but I think that should be looked into is the Black Wall Street incident. Yeah, I do. If there are people out there who family members did this to these black families and took inherited wealth from them, and those families got wealthy from the inherited wealth, there should be something done about that. I know a little bit about it. To speak too much about it, I'd be ignorant, but I think I know enough about it to say, yeah, that could be looked at. But anywhere else, I don't see it. You want to talk about generational wealth, and listen, everybody's been able to pull themselves up out of this country, every nationality and race. There's no systemic racism. There's no need. You want to sit there and want to make more people rely on the government so they can control you. So they want you to give you reparations to control you, so you can't lift yourself up, so you can't become better than, so you can always be just not good enough. They don't care what color of race you are. They don't care about any of that. They could give two shits. They care about power. And they're going to get that power. Mark my word. They're going to get that power if we don't stand up against the socialist push. And, stand up and, when it starts getting hot and heated, a lot of you get so afraid of being called racist that you pull back from the truth. That's what's going to get you. You're so worried about what the sheep are going to think and converting these sheep to sheep to sheep. You're going to start watching the rats on the left and the snakes on the right. Because until you fight them and stop fighting the sheep, they're going to keep indoctrinating the sheep. The sheep are going to get larger. And all those lambs that we could have had, because if all they had was just a little bit of truth, maybe they would have stuck around for the rest of the truth and the real truth and all the truth. I do mean biblical truth, because, I have my Christian belief system, and yeah, I do believe in that. And I do believe that there is an awakening and a reckoning going on. It's very biblical. If you can understand any of Revelations, parts of Matthew and John too, Deuteronomy, few places, but it's biblical, and this is gonna happen, and all you atheists out there, that even on the right, because I know there's atheists, there's got to be atheists on the right too. There's atheists everywhere, and all these people don't believe that. That's fine. Don't believe it. Okay, fine. Just strike the Bible, push it away. Let's go over to Nostradamus. It's the same predictions. They're not really much different than the Bible. They're just spoken differently. There's a lot of predictions in there that are not in the Bible. And it'll also come into fruition. So, take it for what it's worth. No, do I think that Nostradamus was a prophet of God? From the prophets of the disciples or anything? No, I don't. Do I think he was a prophetic person and had prophecies? I do. And they're coming to light. Look where Iran and China line up. The New World, which is probably America, is what they think. Russia, all that. Look where it lines up in the Bible. Look where it lines up in Nostradamus, and look where it lines up present day, where allegiances are being met, where allegiance is about to be met. I think Cuba's in there too. I don't know if it's Nostradamus or biblical. I'm sure some of my Christian friends are going to school me on that one. I'm not going to hear the end of it. But listen, people, I'm saying this because we need to change the culture, you know. And I've been sitting there pitching and pushing this mass metalheads for Trump. Really since 2016, but 17, 18. 18's the channel. 17, I started really, you know, the idea of it. And I didn't do this to like, because, I'm just, you know, matter of fact, I was doing this for a couple of years. I didn't even have a song for this. I was actually working on a song that had nothing to do with politics. I actually made it a little more political now, but because it's about opiates. It's about people who relapse and die on opiates. I did a song on that too, and I made it a little bit more political because in this part I talk. Before I was talking about a junkie who was having a needle hanging out of his arm, you know, because he shot heroin and he died. Basically, that was the kind of the moral. You know, the moral of it. The song is, listen, you're gonna do it. You're gonna die. You're gonna go back to it. You're gonna die. If that's what you do, you're gonna do it. You're gonna back to it. You die. That's it. You're getting hot shots all over the place. People have quitting for a year or two, coming back to stuff that's 15 times stronger, thinking they have the same tolerance, and poof, gone. The back ain't even waking them up. So, I'm doing this not for that. I'm doing this because I've been seeing the need for the change of culture. See, a lot of you guys have been waking up to that part of it. Like, some parts that I've been woken up to have only happened in the last 5 to 10 years, too. But the culture war, I've been a part of that for over 20 years. And I used to get called racist all the time. Not because of my political beliefs. Not because of what I had to say about any race or anything at all. Except for one factor. I don't like rap or hip-hop. I can't stand it, you know. But I do like some stuff that's, you know, I don't want to say rap-oriented. I do like funk, though. Not disco, funk. But I do like some stuff that, you know, it's rap influence. You know, I love Korn. Korn's the shit, man. You know, and I even Slipknot is some early rap influences in it, if they're on the early Slipknot stuff. So, I mean, yeah, I understand all that, but I just don't like hip-hop and rap. I don't relate to it. And I see it for what it is. My metalhead friends, especially my hardcore friends, they used to always do this to me. They always like, dude, oh, man, yo, I'm not talking about that radio rap, man. I mean that gangster rap on the radio. I'm like, dude, that's the shit I hate worse. See, I didn't grow up with a silver spoon in my mouth. I didn't grow up middle class. I didn't even grow up working class, okay? I grew up in the projects. I was a project kid when I grew up, you know? And before Trump, 8 years ago, I had the clothes on my back and I was living on the street. I own my own house. I'm in a car with under 80,000 miles on it. It's mine and my girl's that I bought for her. And I turned my whole life around. The Trump philosophy works. You know, you work hard, you're gonna get what you deserve. And right now, what this country deserves is a changing culture. And I've been pushing this for 20 years. I saw that, you know, we're ghettoifying. And I don't mean that in a racist way when I say ghettoifying, because I come from a ghetto, so I know what ghettoifying is. Okay, we are trying to ghettoify the masses for some reason. I've been seeing this for years. You know, I mean, everybody, it's hip-hop, it's rap, it's how thug you are, it's how gangbang you are. Then all of a sudden, it's a big trend to wear freaking some kind of wise guy on you for a t-shirt, like Scarface or something, you know? I mean, come on. This is what your role models for your kids are? I mean, I always saw the horrible projection of this identity. On that note, my fiance's popped out, so I'm going to see how she's doing. But I've always seen where this was going, and I know where it's going to end up, you know? And I'm going to put a GoFundMe out, try to help me. Want to get in the recording studio, do these 2 songs that I've been doing, plus the other song, the opiate song. And I want to go out there and I want to perform it at some of these. Because let me tell you something. I can't bring my 30 friends that are all GOP supporters, all Trump supporters, to any of these GOP events. Because once that honky-tonk music starts, they're out the door. They're all metalheads. So, on that note, I'm going to be starting a fund to go for GoFundMe. I want to get in the studio with those. I'd love to be working with some musicians, changing the music around, making it our own, not stealing anything from any of those bands, especially Metallica and Cliff Burton, because that Orion song's Cliff Burton's, and that's part of the reason why I did it, because of my love for Cliff Burton and one of my favorite conservatives in metal, James Hetfield. So, please support me. Go to my YouTube channel right here. Subscribe. Go to my Facebook. Friend me. Follow Mass Metalheads. Follow me, Jesse Barnaby. Do what you got to do. I'm working with some politicians on talking with them on, not that, but on, I'm just trying to get out there and getting some exposure for the songs. And, you know, I've had a lot of you guys have been sticking with me right through all of this, all the canceling from YouTube. I deleted channel right out of YouTube. They just took it away. All my bands from Facebook, a couple dozen. A lot of people, a lot of inspiring words, and I love you all for that. And I mean, I got fans that are kids all the way up to 80-year-old women like cheering, kind of banging their heads to the songs, and it's great. It's awesome to see. The wife's back. I love you all. God bless. And remember, stay loud, stay proud, stay metal. It's Mass Metalheads for Trump, the loud minority within the silent majority, saying, I love you all. God bless. Peace.